Good afternoon, my statistically likely to be fellow Americans. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Um, we're gonna be watching some Deep Space Nine today. Everybody loves Deep Space Nine. So yes, to clear things up, because someone always asks at the start, I just added a picture of the triangle ship. So if you see that ship, just say something, because we're keeping account of how many times we see it. We need the triangle ship, it's very important. And I am proud to say, I have remembered to put on the jazz. We have jazz. So today we're gonna be watching Dax, we're gonna be watching The Passenger, and we're gonna be watching Move Along Home, which is the one I'm sure we've all been waiting for. Alan Moraine, Count to Four. Everyone knows Alan Moraine. So we get to see the crew have fun with an adventure game. Should be good. But that's gonna be the last episode for the day. Today we have to start with something actual serious and they try and have a message. We'll get to the silly one soon enough though. In the first episode we're gonna watch, I just have it playing in the background here, as usual, for something to briefly look at while we're waiting on the stream countdown. And while this has been playing, I noticed one actor who I knew from somewhere. And here he is. We're gonna be getting this guy in the show. This is a character from one of my favorite episodes of Enterprise, Captain Sopek. It's from the episode Shadows of Pajem. And he's gonna be showing up again in this episode, not as Captain Sopek, obviously. But he's going to be showing up as, well, one of the main characters. The antagonist, you could say. Yeah, the triangle ship, tragically, does not count in the opening credits. That doesn't count, because it's just going to be showing up all the time. We're only going to be counting the triangle ship outside of the credits, in the show, every unique episode it shows up in. If you are watching the VOD and don't have a clickable link, might as well also show, I got bored for a few minutes before the stream. So I opened up paint.net and I made Commander Ducote. Because he has a duckbill now. So there you go. Commander Ducote. Federation Starship Voyager. But that's not important. We're not going to be getting to Voyager for a long time. We won't be getting any of Commander Ducote. Why not Commander Ducote? I don't see the problem here. I had a few minutes on my hands. Marvelous. But that's enough of that. Let's see, anything else we need to catch up on today? I don't think so. I think that about sums up everything. The triangle ship and Commander Ducote is very important. Dax, if you guys remember the episode Dax, it's actually a pretty good one. I've seen some people criticize it, but honestly, I don't understand why. I think it's pretty good. It's another courtroom episode. And if there's one thing everybody loves in Star Trek, it's courtroom episodes. And by everyone, I of course mean me. I love the courtroom episodes. Like the one with Worf, the one with Dax, the one with Simon Tarsis, the one with Ardra. Courtroom episodes are great. My only regret is this is not entirely courtroom. It's only like a third courtroom. But that's okay. That's okay. So coming up on start now, so I've just queued my own episode back to the very start, Dax, and we're going to be going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And mute the jazz. Yeah, Measure of the Man, that's the one with Simon Tarsis. That's a great one. Alright, 100th birthday. People live to be old in the future. I mean, we know Bones got well over 100. I don't remember exactly how old. Also, those cups look Those mugs do not look practical at all. Liquid's gonna get caught in the bottom, and you're gonna have to tip it like all the way up. Oh, right, so, yeah, Drumhead. Simon Tarsus Drumhead. Measure of a Man is the one with Data. That's right. The Data one's really good too. Leave her alone, Julian. Wait, where is this guy right now? Is this guy? That's not a corridor, is it? That looks like it's a maintenance area. Is he in a maintenance area? Yeah, Julian really needs to leave her alone. But why are they? Well, I mean, I guess I know why they're in the vents, but how did they beam into the vents? Did nobody notice? Did they dock on a ship? I guess we're gonna find out soon enough. Oh no, you can just walk behind there. That's just something you can walk behind. Julian, Julian, just because they didn't explicitly say no does not mean it's a yes, Julian. Yeah, there he is. There's Captain Sopek. Julian, do you maybe want to call someone? Nope, just gonna charge right in. Call security, Jules. Call? Nope. Genetically enhanced indeed. Well, what kind of performance was that, Julian? Yeah, he really should have called security there instead of rushing in. Oh well. I'm sure it'll all work out. Yeah, Alexander Siddiq, or Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El, I forget the rest of them. But, let's just say he's excellent in the later seasons. Let's just leave it at that. He's excellent in the later seasons. Especially once he stops chasing Jadzia and starts chasing O'Brien. That's the important point. I noticed before, not here, but in like the thumbnail Amazon has for this episode, I think in most episodes actually, it has a shot of the model of Deep Space Nine, like in normal lighting. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe right after this, if you guys remind me, I'll put that up real quick. Yeah, yeah, he needs to. Yeah, he'll be chasing O'Brien. That's the important point. O'Brien hates him at first. He has to chase after that man. Bashir chases O'Brien. Garrick chases Bashir. It all works out. He just needs to stop chasing Jadzia for 5 minutes. I really want to see what kind of ship these guys flew in on. I really want to see if it's a triangle ship. We need the triangle. Now, would you care to call security? There you go. You figured it out. Maybe the reason he didn't call security at first was he was just confident in his genetic enhancements. What? Wait, what's he wearing on his hand? Is that a design or is that. Is he wearing metal? Or is that a fabric design? What? Why does he have a gauntlet? Captain Sopek? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Commander Cisco just cursed. He's not allowed to do that. Alex Kurtzman had a hand in this. I know it. At least now the DS9 crew has learned quarantine procedures. They're not quarantining a disease like they should have last time, but they are actually shutting things down now, which is nice. They want you, Dax. Well, part of you, anyway. That sounds like I'm referring to. They want the symbiont, Dax, specifically. Also, I feel like that circuitry should be secured behind a panel or something and locked, because that's just a standard airlock anyone can go through, and that's exposed circuitry. That seems dangerous. Oh, that's not triangular. Well, it is, but it's a different kind of triangular. It's the wrong ship. It's not the triangle ship. Actually, it looked Andorian. Is it just me or does that look like an Andorian ship? Do they have Starfleet security officers aboard? Or is it strictly Bajoran? No, there's one. Okay. I was just thinking they should mostly have Federation security officers if it's a hostage situation with a Federation officer. Nope, they have at least one. Just mostly Bajorans. Is it the alien ship from Darmok? It's a lot smaller now. It was like. It was bigger than the Enterprise before, wasn't it? Now it's half the size? Darmok Star Trek ship. Let me look that up. Oh, hey, it is the ship from Darmok. It's just smaller now. Yeah, if this goes well, we'll be doing all the series. I just can only do so many each week and so many a day. So we just picked two to start with. So we'll get to TOS eventually. Did did Cisco know Curzon before he was joined? Because I'm not sure what Odo's getting at there. What does Dax have on her shelf here? She has a gyroscope, I think that was. What else does she have? Yeah, don't worry about the episode number. Go on the episode title. That's the important part. She has some purple egg thing on her shelf. I don't know what that was. She has a purple egg thing. Yeah, he really could have just presented the warrant. Here we go. We're going to get an explanation. You've been watching the wrong episode. Oh, you've been. Sure. Maybe I'll just stop showing the episode title on screen. How does that happen? This commentary must have made zero sense if you were watching the wrong episode at the same time. Oh, is Quark going to be able this episode, or is he good guy now? What are we doing, Quark? Oh, he's going to be nice this episode. He's cool. Business is business, Quark. Can you alter the walls inside the station? Is that possible? I mean, those are. It's not like those are drywall. Those are. What, duranium? It's not too easy to move, guy. Also, yeah, that I'm not sure that entirely jives with Odo's obsession with law and order, blackmailing someone and making up new laws. He was probably bluffing. It was probably a bluff. Oh, hey, Morn. It's Morn. Where's he going? Oh, we're not going to go find out? Maybe we'll see him again later. Oh, hey, I know her. That's, I don't know her name, but she's in TNG. She's from that episode The Survivors with the Husnock. She's from. Does this count as Triangle Ship? She is from the first episode where the Triangle Ship debuts. She's from the Triangle Ship Origin episode. Tech, in a way. I mean, she doesn't actually exist in that episode, but that's a whole nother thing. I mean, I keep wanting to say Uxbridge, but I'm pretty sure her name isn't Uxbridge. It might be. Yeah. Yeah. The Husnock is the Triangle Ship episode. The one with the Husnock? The origin story of the Triangle. Wait, had she considered that fact already? And she was just going to ignore it until someone else brought it up? It is Uxbridge? I thought I was mixing that up with Harry Potter. Dolores Umbridge. Oh, would you look at that? I mean, okay. Yeah, that's a difficult question. I mean, obviously if you could separate the symbiont from the host safely, then that would work, but obviously you can't do that. Cuz yeah, that would kill Jadzia. I mean, you could like delay punishment, I guess, so when Jadzia dies, the symbiont itself is arrested before it's transferred to someone else. That doesn't seem terribly practical. You can't even really confine a symbiont. They're confined naturally. They live in one pool. What are you going to do with it? I mean, whether the symbiont Dax or Curzon was the perpetrator, I don't think that matters. Because I feel like at minimum they would be co-conspirators. Because they made the decision together. I mean, I doubt it was Emery Dax who made the decision and Curzon Dax just carried it out. But she sounds familiar. Hang on, turn around, lady. Do we know her? Okay, I do know her. Where's she from? Is she also in another Star? I mean, she's probably in another Star Trek episode. All these characters are recurring. Who is she? Oh, Data's mother. That's right. She that was that's correct. Yeah, that actually isn't who I was thinking about though. I was thinking about her appearance as the Vulcan ambassador because the episode Fallen Hero that she's from is one that I rewatched recently in Enterprise. I mean, not by itself, but presumably they have other evidence other than that. He's been better, really. Yeah, that her son doesn't seem to be. Oh, her nails. Oh no, please trim those. That makes me really uncomfortable. Okay, moving along from that. Her son doesn't. Oh hey, I know that guy too. Now who's that man? It doesn't matter. I say it doesn't matter as I continue searching up the actor's name. A few minor roles in Star Trek. Yeah, he's an Enterprise. He's one of the. He's a Zindi prisoner. Everyone here is a recurring character in Star Trek. Absolutely everyone in this scene. Ah, yes, the perfect crime. All you have to do is die. Yeah, why are they having this inside the bar? I mean, Odo blackmailed Quark into letting them use the bar. But later on, when they have another extradition hearing in a few seasons, and that takes place in an observation area. Is it called the observation lounge? I don't know, but it's a nice big room with a table and some big windows to see the stars. But here it's the bar. I guess yeah, they haven't built the other one yet. The wardroom, that's what it's called. That's what it's called. Well, he's really letting his emotions get away with him for a Vulcan. A Vulcan captain at that. That you you can't do that, Dolores. You're gonna murder Jadzia if you do that. I do like how completely unimpressed she is though with this situation. Completely unimpressed. That seems like pretty convincing evidence to me. I'd buy that. So that pad has a Starfleet medical insignia on the back. It's specifically a medical pad. Apparently, pads are not multi-purpose here. Or maybe that's just like a property of the library stamp, where they have the medical thing on the background. I mean, it's not that clear. Computers linking together can mean many different things. They can be working on the same problem. They can be working on different problems and share the results. What do you mean they're linked? Yeah, that always seems like a kind of unfair question. When when there's absolutely no evidence either way, and they specify, oh, is there no evidence to support this one side? And they ignore the other side. I mean, I get why I would ask it like that, but it's always a bit of a frustrating question that the doctor can't elaborate. I'm curious to see what kind of questions can Cisco answer? Just differences in behavior between Curzon and Jadzia, presumably. Yep, differences in behavior. Fair enough. I mean, you said earlier, Cisco, this isn't a trial. Yes, now I'm agreeing with Captain Sopek over here. This isn't a trial. We don't need a character witness here, Cisco. Can't believe I'm on the same wavelength with the antagonist now. I'm not sure that makes sense, Cisco. They're blended. They become one person. Would I be the bad guy in this episode? Because I'm agreeing with that guy. At least as far as extradition goes. Maybe not in the trial. I'm not sure Cisco's arguments make any sense. Yeah, are we the baddies? Because Captain Sopek's making some good points over here. I wouldn't agree that Jadzia Dax is the same person as Curzon, but I'm not sure I would agree with his conclusions, but his reasoning seems way more sound than Cisco's reasoning. But then again, he is a Vulcan, so he's a great one for logic. Yeah, the episode where they argue if Data's alive is Measure of a Man, one of the best episodes of Star Trek. There's a number of courtroom episodes, though, and they're all excellent. Someone earlier said they found the courtroom episodes boring. That person is strictly wrong. They are strictly incorrect. Courtroom episodes are the best episodes. I find it interesting that this woman here, who is the mother of the guy who's trying to extradite Dax, they both play Vulcan captains in Enterprise. Or not Vulcan captains, they both play significant Vulcans in Enterprise. Solid acting, though, from her. Much better than Julian. I buy that performance. Your friend. Oh. Yeah, she is also Data's mom, but I didn't watch that episode recently, so it doesn't exist anymore. I just noticed on Odo's ears, they fill in a lot of the parts. They fill in like the tops and the sides of Odo's ears, so it's just the hole left. The rest of it's kind of flat, which just that seems like it would be deeply uncomfortable to wear, and it probably was. Wait, you're gonna punch Curzon? Yep, there's the shelf. Is that is that alcohol on the top shelf? That's a bottle of some. What is that? Right by Cisco's head. What does she have there? It actually looks kind of gel-like. It's probably not alcohol. Maybe she has a big thing of hand sanitizer. We did just have the plague episode. Maybe it's hand sanitizer. Oh, now she's acting like Curzon is a different person. She was totally Curzon when Curzon committed treason, but she's not Curzon when Curzon taught Cisco how to be a commander. Maybe if he would answer a straight question, he wouldn't have to question Jadzia. You're sure making it seem like you're guilty. She seems slightly less unimpressed with the entire situation now. Now she actually has to think about what's going on. Miss Uxbridge there, that is. Not Jadzia. Ah, I'm sure we'll never learn later that those tests are flawed in any way, and nobody of bad character could ever get in. Nobody with any psychological problems could ever become a host. I'm sure that'll never happen. No, there wasn't a serial killer Dax host. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. She would never have a traumatic experience related to remembering a host that they tried to suppress. Those tests are perfect, not even slightly flawed. That's still pretty decent evidence. It doesn't prove the whole thing, but it's good evidence. I still don't know why he brought it up here. I actually misremembered this. We'll go over that in a bit, but I misremembered this episode. Strictly speaking, though, I don't think treason is the correct charge. You would think espionage. But he wasn't part of the military that these people are in. Alright, they fixed it. So, yeah, what I remembered of this episode, I thought the extradition was actually granted, and it was in the trial portion when Miss Tondro comes in and reveals that she was having an affair. I thought they were on the alien planet for now, but no. No, it was actually at the end of the hearing. Man, I really vividly remember there being an alien courtroom. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but I remember an alien courtroom. Well, I didn't think they were going to travel to Trill. I thought they were going to, whatever the Vulcans' planet is. No, not O'Brien's trial. I'm thinking of something else. I do remember the Cardassian trial. The Cardassian trial is also really good. Is that season 2? Tribunal? I really need to be more specific in what I'm saying. I'm saying the Vulcans episode, but really I'm just keep thinking of the Tondros as Vulcans because they play Vulcan characters elsewhere in Enterprise. The Tondros homeworld. I was thinking the trial takes place there. All right, yeah. That was the episode Dax. I was actually uh surprised by the end because I misremembered it. That was interesting. I didn't expect to be surprised by anything in this series. All right. Well, the next episode is going to be The Passenger, which is that's another interesting one. I'm just going to get rid of the episode number. The Passenger. That's all we need. If people forget what season it's on, they can look in the stream title. The episode number will be there. But here, oh yes, jazz. We'll get the jazz. We've done it. We get Mirror Universe Julian, basically. Except actually Mirror Universe Julian's actually okay. We'd get the Mirror Universe Julian we would get if this were still the original series. That's what's gonna happen. Original series Mirror Universe Julian. And that should be fun. Just have something going in the background real quick. Just for the next 3 minutes or so. It may be terrible acting, but I suspect it might be terrible acting in a way that makes it entertaining to watch. In a so bad it's good kind of way. Not the deeply uncomfortable way from the Gene Roddenberry episodes. See, any interesting trivia for this next episode on here? Nothing too interesting. Apparently a fire goes out before the fire extinguisher goes off. Eh, who cares? Yeah, no terribly interesting trivia for this episode. Maybe Memory Alpha has something. Let's see, Memory Alpha, The Passenger. I can show this. It's not like Memory Alpha's gonna copyright strike me. Any cool trivia here? Let's see. O'Brien isn't here. Why do we not have O'Brien? What's even the point in watching if we don't get O'Brien? Mispronunciations? Oh, who's Vacor? Oh, apparently we're going to be getting this lady again. She's in Gambit, which is another great episode. Only one edit has actually been removed for a copyright strike. That's number 6. Only one so far. So one of the edit live streams got blocked for copyright, but that one I disputed and it got released. That was the second one. Man, when do we get O'Brien back? We all love O'Brien. So yeah, that blocked intake might not be available ever again. That one's probably just gone. Because I'm concerned about antagonizing CBS. Because their strike is, or it's not a strike. That's important. It's not a strike. The block on the video, their complaint was valid. I'm not convinced it was necessary, but it was valid. So I don't want to dispute that and antagonize them. So that's probably just gonna stay gone. I'll leave them alone, and hopefully they'll leave my channel alone. Alright, let's cue back to the beginning of the episode. The Passenger. With original series Mirror Universe, Julian Bashir. No, it wasn't too long. The length wasn't an issue. They don't specify. It doesn't tell you. My only guess would be that there was something about the characters I showed because it was a guest star. Maybe there was a copyright issue there. But I really have no idea. But anyway, we're coming up on start. Pause the jazz. In 2, 1, play. Now, once again, we're going to be seeing an alien ship. We need to look out for what shape it is. What is the model ship they're using? Not the runabout, of course. Oh yeah, CBS totally has the right to strike all of my content if they really wanted to. So far, they haven't done that. They do take ad revenue from me, but they aren't actually taking me down. So, I'm content to leave it at that. No, keep going, Kira. We want to hear it. Kobliad transport ship? The question is the Kobliad transport ship particularly triangular? Man, Julian does get so much better later, though. Oh, we don't even get an exterior shot? Really? Come on, people. Maybe we'll get lucky and they give us an exterior shot when they evacuate the ship. Maybe we'll get it later. If we don't, we can just assume it's a triangular ship in spirit. There's Romulan things going on here. Ocodograms. Ocudograms. Let him die. Don't they Moriarty this guy at the end of the episode? I mean, I'd say spoilers, but you really shouldn't. I just assume everyone here has already seen all these episodes. Don't they Moriarty this guy? Well, we're gonna find out in 40 minutes in any case. The. The what? The emergency unit on the run up? I don't think the. Okay. I don't think the runabout has an emergency unit. Unless they just didn't bring a medkit, but it's not like the runabout has a sick bay. I don't know what he's on about. They didn't give us the exterior shot. We didn't get it. It's tragic. We'll just have to assume it's triangular. It'll be triangular in spirit. What else do we remember from this episode? Obviously, Bashir goes crazy. You know, crazier than usual. Other than that, I don't remember much. Oh, there's gonna be a scene in Quarks. That should be fun. That should be good. On this title sequence, we still don't have the triangle ship um, docking on the station. We'll get that in season 3, season 4, somewhere around there. At some point, we'll be seeing the triangle ship every single episode in the title sequence. But not yet. I still maintain that those docking pylons should be curved outward from the station, and not curved inward. Because right now ships have to dock. Large ships have to dock on the interior of the station. And if they're really big, if you want to fit more than one in there, it's just not going to work. You can only fit so many ships between the 3 pylons. Is that a mirror? That looks like a mirror. I guess it doesn't matter. Alright, here's a guest star I don't recognize. Oh, this is the lady from the Gambit, isn't it? That is her. I wouldn't recognize her except for we read the trivia. But yeah, that's totally her from Gambit. What do you mean, are you sure it's the same body? Do you think Vantika made a new one? Between setting a fire and dying? I think there might be a bit of residual activity. Because he's moving a little bit. He's moving slightly. That's okay, though. You can't stay absolutely perfectly still. It can't be done. Uh, what's the tool for, lady? What you doing? What? Do you want to? Nope. Okay. Do we get to see the ship now? When you're scanning it? Please show us the ship. I just want to see it. Those mugs look more practical than the ones in the last episode, at least. They don't have that interior lip where things can get stuck. He's got a point there. Delusions sell very well. And yet, Quark is actually going to get to spend a lot of time with her later on. Somehow they're going to become friends. Okay, but you can stop staring, Quark. The Eagle Moss has a model of the triangle ship. Hang on, guys. Let's see. Eagle Moss, Bajoran, Freighter. Do they have an XL model? Hang on. Do they have an XL model of this ship? This is very important. All right, I'm gonna browse the store a little bit later. See what models they have. I might get that. I might get that. I actually have an Eagle Moss model on my desk right here. I've got a little Enterprise D right here on my desk. Are they trying to make him seem evil? Or just pushy? This feels like they're trying to make us think that guy's gonna betray someone. I don't believe he is. I don't buy that for a second. But it seems like that's the idea they're pushing. How far away do you have to be? I mean, DS9 is on the edge of nowhere. It's on the edge of Cardassian space. Yeah, Primin's a good guy. He's gonna show up again. I'm just wondering if they're trying to make us doubt that for this episode before they actually establish him as a recurring character. I mean, I feel like that should be Cisco's decision to make. I am excited to meet Eddington later on. Eddington's actually pretty good. You know, until he isn't. I don't know if anything's over Odo's head. He can stretch himself to be as tall as he wants. Oh. Shutting that guy down real quick. Eddington being melodramatic was his whole thing, though. Dude references Les Miserables. Les Miserables? I don't know. I never watched it or read it. But yeah, he loves being melodramatic. That's the best part. Are you saying Eagle Moss only has two versions of the triangle shape? They don't have all 22? What's the point of that? I don't remember much of Eddington before he turned evil. Well, I'm not sure evil is the right term. Before he turned into an antagonist. But I do remember him saying, basically trying to pass as a regular old security officer, saying like, "Oh, I don't have an opinion on the Maquis. I'm just a regular old security officer. I just do my job. I have no opinion." I don't remember any specific things about him, but I do remember liking him. So I'm excited to see him again before he goes Maquis. Oh, that's right. He does that thing where he sabotages the Defiant. That was really good. I really like that episode. Dude was following the orders from an admiral. May have even been a badmiral. I don't remember. Does Primin not get a chair? Does Primin not get a chair? Or is he just too trying to be too formal, so he's just standing there watching everyone? A what? A subspace shunt. Wait, the replicators aren't controlled by security? What do you mean the replicators aren't controlled by security? That seems like a pretty important system to lock down, Kira. I mean, the light, sure, but whatever. Okay, sure. It almost seems like she is Vantika. He's like, oh, I know this person so well. Is that because you are Vantika? No, Starfleet security is hyper competent. They do such a good job all the time. Can't say that with a straight face. Yes, we get it. He's an evil man. Maybe was he using his genetic engineering there to calculate? No, if he was doing that, he'd have given it to the minute or the second. That's just regular old math. Your res. It is very cute. I'm glad you noticed. You know, none of the other founders refer to him as Constable, do they? In fact, I don't think anyone in the Dominion ever refers to Odo as Constable. Not that, that's much of a surprise. It's just something I hadn't thought of before. I don't actually know if that's true. I might be making that up, but I think it's true. Oh no, Wei Yun calls him Constable. Yeah, Wei Yun calls him Constable. I remember that now. I don't know if he ever says it to him to his face, but he definitely says it. Vantika, not Vantika, Vantika. I wonder if this scene was filmed earlier than the previous ones. Maybe they only brought in that guest star later on in filming, and so they hadn't quite worked out yet how they were going to pronounce Vantika. I mean, Quark's acting like he wasn't going to keep it himself anyway. He absolutely was going to keep it. Alex, what are you doing? Oh, that is some good whisper acting, Siddick. That is some good whisper acting. Very spooky. Oh, hey, we even saw a little bit of his face. That was probably okay when the show was actually on the air, because it's not like people could pause. But now we could just pause on the frame when you see definitely not Alexander Siddig's face. I'm gonna have to go back after this is over and freeze frame that. Make sure it actually is Alexander Siddig. I mean, no, it's not Alexander. It's Vantka. It's no one we've met before. And we've definitely established at this point that Kajata is not Vantika. She's just kind of snippy. No, no, Alexander, don't push that myth. Something something one third of a stoplight. Wait, is this show actually trying to push that Kajata might be her? Because they just established that she isn't. Because that was a man's voice. Either that or Kajata has a really good impression. Who is this meant to fool? Why? Does anyone have any good theories as to what these scenes are supposed to be for? Because we've established pretty thoroughly it is not Kajata. Honestly, your experience with Vantika doesn't seem to be helping at all. That whispering wasn't even subtle about it being Bashir. It was absolutely 100% Bashir's voice. Maybe if they got an actress with the same accent as Bashir, that might have worked. But no. To her credit, she's absolutely correct in suspecting that Vantika might still be alive. She just doesn't. She just has no idea of the method. Ah, the 90s. Were people in the 90s just hard of hearing? Was that a thing? Maybe they couldn't tell the voice. That guy. I think we saw that alien last week. Yeah, that alien. That alien last week, he was in an episode where, he was in Babel. He liked Quark's soup. Oh, she's fine. She is fine. It would have hurt, but that wouldn't have killed her. She's probably just unconscious. Oh, okay, she is fine. I thought they were gonna kill her off with that fall. I mean, there were handrails. And Odo did say that Quark's bar wasn't up to building code. He said that last episode. I mean, he was lying, but maybe he was only partially lying. Interesting that they don't suspect either Bashir or Dax. Because they both had contact with Vantika before his death. It's not like they'd be able to prove it for Bashir, because he's the one running the tests. They could check. Was it Kira? Not Dax? Might be misremembering there. How often have you guys wanted to send a message across the glial cells of a person's nervous system to the brain? I don't think I've ever delivered a biocoded message along the glial cells of the nervous system to the brain. No, it's never come up. Daily? You send biocoded messages along the glial cells of the person's nervous system directly to their brain? It's quite impressive. Perhaps you should glial scan everybody who had contact with Vantika. No, just Kajata? That's all we're concerned about? That's cool. Kremen, what are you doing, man? Follow the procedures. You're gonna get yourself fired. And what happened to this alien on the left? He went from just eating some nice soup in the last episode, well, 2 episodes ago. Now he's a criminal mercenary. It's tragic to see a man fall like that. Oh, hey, Jules. Let's see some acting, Alex. Give us some acting, Alexander. Marvelous. At least he's not whispering anymore. The whispering was weird. God, I would love if. Okay. What I want, if I could change anything for this episode, I would make it so that um, Bashir, I want to say Alexander Siddiq. I would love it if Bashir, when he got possessed by Vantika, he stopped shaving. And so by the end of the episode, he had a very slight goatee. A very slight one. That would be perfect. Oh, I thought Primman was gonna go ruin things with Quark. But no. Primman's actually doing okay. That looks like Ferengi technology. Is it just me? That looks like it's Ferengi. Or Cardassian. They look similar to me. Oh, a freighter? What kind of freighter? Is it a Bajoran freighter? Bajoran freighters are quite triangular. No, that's a completely different kind of freighter. Okay, that's interesting. But we know that they can't destroy the Rio Grande. That can't happen because it's the Rio Grande. That's not what he asked, computer. There we go. Dr. Bashir. Oh, that's a lot bigger of a ship than I thought it was. Is that. Wait. That's clearly a Federation ship. That's Elkar's. Are they members of the Feder. Well, I guess they are. Interesting. I didn't expect Federation displays on there. That background doesn't look Federation. This has to be a redress of a previous ship. Does anyone recognize this bridge? It had to have been used before. Of course they're hailing you. You didn't think they would hail you, Alex? Come on, man. What is that face you're doing, Alex? What are you doing with your face? Is he trying to look angry? Oh, he's definitely trying to look angry. And he's like squinting all his facial features, his eyes and his mouth, and somehow his nose. I don't know how he's squinting his nose, but he's squinting his nose. Oh, that is some very dramatic lighting. I don't know what else to say about this. I mean, look, Alexander, we love you. Maybe this isn't the kind of role you should be playing. Maybe you should try something else. I'm aware Siddiq also plays a character in Game of Thrones. Is he similar to this? Is this just his Game of Thrones character? Alex, why do you keep squinting at the view screen? Just keep your eyes open, Alex. His Game of Thrones character isn't evil? Okay. I just assumed because Game of Thrones has a reputation. I just assumed everyone was evil, in some way or another. Wait, at the same frequency as the shields. At the same frequency as the shields. Isn't that a major thing? Isn't it a major thing that they can't determine the shield frequency like that? Because then you could just bypass the shields. That was a plot point in Generations. Yeah, Alexander Siddiq, or Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El, and then there's like four more that I don't remember. What's his full name? Siddiq El Fadil. Um, that might take a bit of practice for me to say that. Let's finish the episode first, and we'll come back to that. And you're dead. They made him redub himself. This is the better take. Okay. Alright, hang on. Hang on. If this is the better take, they made him redub and do this. Oh. Oh well. That head grabbing is intense. Oh, Alex, what are you doing? I would love to see the original takes if this is the better option. I wonder if it was actually worse, or if the showrunner, or if the director of this episode just was it a problem with the director of this episode, or is Alexander Siddiq really just that? Is this just how he acts? God, I wish I... I really want to see the original take on that. Berman? Of course it was Berman. It's always Rick Berman, isn't it? Why did Siddick do this ridiculous accent? Or not accent? This ridiculous acting? Rick Berman. Why did Dax leave the show? Rick Berman. It's always Rick Berman. Alright, he's getting Moriarty'd. Yeah, it's like a prison version of Moriarty. They did it. They saved the doctor. They saved Alex. Please put your normal voice back on. Much better. I blame you, Doctor. And murder. Yeah, that feels like she's not allowed to do that. Whether. Wait, why does Dax look impressed by that? Dax, she just murdered a man. Why are you smiling like that? Dax? Okay, that's very concerning. Good, good. Dax would like to murder people, apparently. Good to know. So, now that that episode's over, let's look at here. Let me get the chat out of the way. Nope, don't show that stuff. I mean, there's nothing really on there. It's just like game icons. Let's see. His full name, Alexander Siddiq, is Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El Siddiq Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdel Karim El Mahdi. Yeah, I don't think I was going to remember that whole thing. I remember Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil. Interesting. Yep. He's in Game of Thrones. Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El Siddiq Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdel Karim El Mahdi. If anyone can remember that, well, best of luck to them. I'm certainly not going to be able to. Can remember the first bit. So the next episode we all love, Move Along Home. People say it's a bad episode. Oh wait. Perfect. You increase the volume a little bit on that. So people say Move Along Home is a bad episode. I enjoy it. I think it's okay. It's fun. It's silly, but it's fun. Oh, do we introduce the Bajoran clap here? Where they clap on the back of their hands. Well, that should be fun to see. We all love that. Let's see if there's any interesting trivia for this episode. Let's unblur the screen right here. Let's see. Julian is worried about not being able to find his dress uniform, and Cisco's mad, but he could have replicated a uniform. Yeah, this Amazon X-ray... Let me just hide the chat briefly so you can see it. All these Amazon X-ray things, seems like people really just nitpicking. Like a lot. All the goofs and character errors just seem really trivial. But this might be interesting. In a deleted or unfilmed scene, Bashir whispered to Dax that he is considering having Garrick make him a new dress uniform, although Jadzia isn't sure it would be appropriate to have a Cardassian tailor make a Starfleet uniform. Alright. So, it's interesting to note, Jadzia didn't think it would be appropriate to have a Cardassian tailor make a Starfleet uniform. Garrick absolutely makes at least one Starfleet uniform later in the series. Granted, that's after they know him for a while. After they get to know Garrick. But given the way in which they know Garrick, maybe that doesn't make it better. But he absolutely makes a Starfleet uniform for Kira later. Apparently the name of the game Chula comes from Chutes and Ladders. It's a three-dimensional form of a game. I'm not sure I would describe Chutes and Ladders as three-dimensional. Maybe I've just played a weird variant, but it was always two-dimensional for me. Anything else interesting? Oh, the Wadi ship was the first appearance of this type of vessel. Later in the series, it was frequently seen as a Bajoran transport vessel, as well as a Trill transport. We are absolutely going to be seeing the Triangle ship today. Though, if I'm nitpicking all these people's nitpickings, we've already seen the Triangle ship in DS9 before. It's already showed up as a Bajoran freighter at least twice. They're acting like, it's the first time, but no. Anyway, let's go back. If you're not familiar with the Triangle ship, well, just look at the screen next to the term Triangle ship. That's the ship we're looking for. It's the only ship we care about. It's very triangular, it stands out. They reuse that one model all the time. Especially for Bajorans. I expect we're going to see a triangle ship in this episode. We're going to find out. But I have a suspicion. We're coming up on time, though. Yeah, the triangle ship came from TNG. It was originally the Husnock warship in the Season 3 episode The Survivors. Anyway, and press play. It was originally in TNG. Just keep an eye out. Now, Star Trek has a number of triangular general ships. There's usually triangular. We're looking for one specific ship model. Not just any ship that's vaguely triangular. Baggy's fashionable, you say? Is this ahead of its time? This was filmed in the 90s. And baggy was popular in the early noughts. Was it also popular in the 90s? What do you mean playing with model starships a few years ago? I have a model starship on my desk, Jake. I mean, I don't play with it, it's just there for display. But there's nothing wrong with model starships. Baggy was popular in the 90s? Okay. I guess it's topical then. Hey, maybe that jumpsuit isn't terrible in the future. Everyone loves that jumpsuit. You know what Jake really needs? Jake needs a rainbow sweater. As far as I'm concerned, every child character in all of Star Trek should be wearing rainbow sweaters. I'd say at 13 they can change. Well, no. 16 they can change out of the rainbow sweater. Oh, the Wadi ship. Everyone look out for the Wadi ship. Is it the ship we're looking for? Give us an exterior shot. Oh, that's actually really hard to tell. It's certainly triangular, but I'm not convinced it's the same ship. I'm gonna have to back up and look at that later. Oh, we also wanted to. Oh, we forgot. If if someone here can remind me after this episode ends, there are two things I want to go back and look at. Vantica, at Bashir's Vantica, and that ship. I'm gonna look at that more carefully. I think it might be the triangle ship, but it wasn't totally clear. It wasn't clear. But do you have any games? Yes, games. I'm mostly looking right now. I'm looking at a picture of the Husnock ship, or not the Husnock, of the Wadi ship. The impulse engines on the back do look different. And of course, it has that cylinder thing. I think that is a different ship. It's a different ship. That's not the triangle. It's very similar. It's very similar. It's triangular in spirit, but it's not the triangle ship. Which is, it's tragic, but it's there in spirit. I guess that's all that really matters. Yeah, I don't know why they would tease us like that. They ought to know. The right. You know what? I bet it was Rick Berman. I bet it was Rick Berman. Because it's always Rick Berman. He knew we were all waiting for the triangle ship. We were looking out for it. We were excited. And then he gave us that extremely similar model, but that's not it. He's just teasing us. A lot of. There are some places, some fan sites. I put fan in air quotes because there are sites that are dedicated to hating Star Trek, particularly anything new or different in the show. So they're fans of the old stuff, but they hate anything new. And anything that's bad in Star Trek, they'll just say Alex Kurtzman did it. In this case, anything that happens, regardless of how reasonable it is or whose fault it actually was, I'm just gonna blame Rick Berman. It might not be Rick Berman's fault at all, but I'm just gonna blame Rick Berman. That's gonna be the thing now. Oh, hey, it's Morn in the background. Hey, Morn, what's going on? He's having a friendly chat. Probably not letting that poor yellow shirt get a word in. Oh, that was a big credit covering the entire screen. That was a big credit. At some point. The Wadi don't have gold press latinum, but we have established gold press latinum as existing in the show by now. No blaming Michael Pillar. Nobody cares about Michael Pillar. Michael Pillar doesn't exist. Everything is Rick Berman's fault. Anything good that happens, we can say is Michael Pillar. I have no idea what the difference is. I have no idea who wrote what. But we're just going to say everything good is Michael Pillar, everything bad is Rick Berman. That's what I'm going to say, at least. You guys can say whatever you want. Any cursing we're going to blame on Alex Kurtzman, even though he had nothing to do with this. But that's what we're going to go with. Other than that, the bad things are going to be Rick Berman. Hang on, Quark. What does the stick do? Is it just a stick? Maybe it has other properties. I mean, you say that, Quark. But we know that Quark hates some things that actually sell very well. Namely, root beer. Quark, those don't look at all like real gems. Yeah, anything weirdly sexual is Roddenberry. Just try not to picture Gene when those episodes come up. I started thinking that those are weird self-insert, but I really don't want to think about that. So I'm just going to hope those aren't going to come up anymore. Yeah, they looked really plasticky. They were very clearly not real gems. They definitely couldn't replicate those pebbles. Absolutely not. Did I finish my thought about root beer? That drink that Quark so quickly dismissed, maybe it was like root beer. Maybe all non-Ferengi would just love it. Maybe it would be very popular. I mean, this really implies that Dabo is a skill-based game. They seem to imply that occasionally, but other times it seems like it's purely chance. Other than them cheating, of course. Is Dabo skill-based? It looks like it's just roulette. Reactive ion impeller? Wait, what? Wait, Cisco, why would you bring that up? Was that relevant? Did I miss something? Is he 14? I mean, I don't interact with children in it, but I haven't. He looks younger than 14 to me. Yeah, maybe the Wadi of Prince Humperdinck powers. We haven't established Prince Humperdinck yet, but we'll see him at some point. If I had to guess, I would have said Jake was like 12. But okay, he's 14. Sure. How old was Sarek Lofton, though? Was he also 14 at the time? So I'm really curious. Why is Quark allowed to have the cheat button? It feels like regulations would mean he has to take that off. Many more. Where'd the Dabo table go? Also, I keep thinking that other Wadi, the one who just walked off to the left, the dude, and that one, they remind me of elves. Do they look like elves to anyone else? Not the main Wadi, but the background ones. Oh, we got another triangular pillow. The very comfortable triangular pillow, I'm certain. Alright, we're in it. We held out, we kept the faith, and we have been rewarded with Alamarain. We have arrived. Cyric Lofton was 14 at the time, you say? Interesting. He just looks young. It's no ship, but it is triangular floor and triangular wall ornamentation. So that's something. It's not working, Cisco. Though that wall design looks very uneven. I'm not sure I like it. And if you look at them, they have like an arc going through, but they're not turned in such a way that the arc would make a full circle. They're going in different directions. And I don't like it. They could make a circle if they just oriented them in the right way. Oh, you're not allowed to go through those doors. Those doors don't actually exist. They're just set dressing. Bashir, what are you doing? That is some solid acting from the doctor there. Good job, Alex. Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil Abraham Mohammed. I forget. I need to look up his full name again, so whenever I need to point out his acting, I can refer to him by it. Alexander Siddiq. Look, look. Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El Siddiq Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdel Karim El Mahdi. What are you doing there? Why are you yelling into the void? That wall design looks more even. I don't know why I'm more interested in the wall design than in the story they're telling, but I'm really focused on that wall design. With the triangles. I feel like I should note I don't have an obsession with triangles. I just think it's an interesting wall design in this case. No, we're not making fun of foreign names now. It's a good name. It's just more amusing to say the full thing. Because his name isn't Alex. Also, it's disappointing that Jake still isn't wearing the rainbow sweater. It's a fun name to say. Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El Siddiq Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdel Karim El Mahdi. It's very fun to say, actually. Particularly the Abdurrahman part. I think I'm saying that wrong. I think I'm putting in an extra H. Abdurrahman. He didn't. At least in this case, it makes complete sense that that it wouldn't be logged into the computer. Sometimes it seems like people disappear by completely trackable means, and the computer just wasn't paying attention. But in this case, that makes total sense. What's this guy? Primin. That's his name. Primin seems to fluctuate between hyper competent and worthless. Oh yeah, with Siddiq and Nana. Is it Nana or Nana? I have no idea. I don't think I've ever heard it said. I'm inclined to think Nana. But the bit where Nana's pregnant and she's yelling at him that it's his fault, that is a solid line, knowing the context that it actually is Siddiq's baby. She's actually pregnant there and it's actually Siddiq's fault. Well, fault, in quotes. Does he get to move to the third shop? These people are terrible at explaining their game, though. It might be slightly impractical on the credit screen to write out Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El Siddiq Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdel Karim El Mahdi. It might be slightly impractical to write that out every time. Ugh, what do you mean you haven't read the 4th edition rulebook? Page to page, cover to cover. That's the term, not page to page. I don't have it memorized. I still have it on my other screen, brought up. I don't think I'll ever be able to memorize it, just because I'm probably going to stop thinking about it after this episode and go back to Siddiq El Tahiro El Fadil being the only part I remember. The more I look at it, though, I actually really like that name. We've made it. She's actually a recurring Star Trek actor, too. Actress. She comes up in multiple episodes. Maybe I should try to remember Siddiq's name. No, don't do it, Kira. Oh, Kira didn't listen to the Alan Moraine. She didn't count 3 more. You almost made it. No, you didn't. Does it even rhyme? Hang on. Okay, it does rhyme. That's a good point. Does it actually rhyme in Wadi? Because it rhymes in English. What's it like in Wadi? You have to choose a stage name if you join the guild? Can you not use your own episode? Or your own name? Oh man. Kira Kira doing it is the best part. Oh, I forgot to update the title on OBS. I forgot to update the title. Man, I'm a really good streamer. I'm so good at this. Move along. I don't know anything about the Screen Actors Guild other than it exists. Do you have to choose a stage name? It seemed like Alexander Siddick would choose that for practical reasons. But did he actually need to? The jazz I can clearly see is not going. Otherwise, I would be hearing jazz. Interesting. Do you? I'm not sure you do, Quark. You don't know any of the rules, Quark. Yeah, that guy behind Odo. Is it just me or doesn't he look like an elf? Like a Lord of the Rings elf. Minus the head tattoo. The Film Actors Guild, not the Screen Actors Guild? Isn't the Screen Actors Guild a thing too? Is that something different? I don't know. No, we know it absolutely can't be a coincidence that there's 4 officers missing and 4 pieces. It can't be a coincidence because coincidences only happen in threes. Everything else in nature happens in threes. Therefore, if it's a 4, it has to be connected. See, there's 3 dice there. There's 3 doorways. There's 3 triangles in each wall pattern segment. Never mind the fact that that wall pattern segment had 4 triangles. That one didn't exist. There's 3 Starfleet officers here, and only 1 Bajoran. There's not 4 officers. Okay, TV is screen actors, movie is film actors. Got it. That's true, we will get 3 players. That's true. Siddick seems really excited about that. He just has a really big smile. He opens his mouth a lot when he smiles, which isn't bad. That's not that's not a bad acting thing. It's just it's different. It's unusual. That door is open. They could walk through now. It didn't close behind him. They could just leave. Yeah, alcohol has solved it. Alcohol has solved all these people's problems. Oh, there it is. Someone said it before we would be introduced to it. The Bajoran back of the hand clap. We got it. Maybe the Bajorans learned it from the Wadi. Oh, there's 3 open doors there. Not 4 open doors, 3 open doors. They've done it. Alan Moraine. Alan Moraine, everyone. Quark still totally has no idea what's happening. He's just rolling dice and things are happening and he's just accepting it. But I don't believe for a second that Quark has any idea what's actually happening in the game. Also, yeah, that was some. That was also some interesting smiling acting from Armin Shimmerman there. Very excited man. Some kind of intense bipolar current. Interesting. It needs some kind of transporter beam. Yeah, Odo's makeup is a lot less wrinkly now. And look at his ears. His ears are flat. Well, actually, yes, Odo, depending on what the buttons are. It's definitely against policy. It's a knockoff triangle ship. It's a discount. All of the Wadi signs, the yellow ones, they just look like hazard signs. Are you doing fine, Quark? Because you still haven't said what the rules are. That's true. Maybe that was a dangerous room. It was it was glowing really brightly. It looked like a reactor. Oh no. They rolled Kyra Benok. Look, Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El Siddiq Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdel Karim El Mahdi. He doesn't know what the rules here are either. How many shaps are there? You don't know. Maybe there's 50 shaps. I feel like you should be a little more concerned about this, Siddiq. I don't know, maybe these are the kinds of aliens that don't actually have laws. Because that's happened once or twice. That aliens just don't understand the concept of laws. I remember a TNG episode that was like that. Liaisons. It was a season 6 or season 7. Really good episode, though. And he's gone. It's alright, we're back down to 3. Perfect. Also, what are they doing with the sticks in the background? They're just handing them back and forth. Are are the sticks like trading card sticks? They're they're shaking them around and other people are trying to grab them out of their hands? Maybe it's bets. Okay, that would make sense. So the sticks are money of some kind of currency. Just do it, Odo. You did it. Now they'll have good luck. It's bad. Yeah, see, sacrifice one so that two may live. That's an interesting choice of words from the Wadi there. Live. Not move along, not move home, not advance. Live. He's outright saying that one of them's going to die. Just grab one at random, it doesn't matter, Quark. Also, if shouldn't Odo be threatening these people right now? Odo genuinely believes that the Wadi just murdered a senior officer. I feel like Odo should be threatening them and putting them under arrest. Odo placed these people under arrest. You think they murdered someone, and they're trying to murder someone else. Just say, if you don't end this game and return the players, you're going to a detention cell. Hey, it is wagers. It's been confirmed. They are, in fact, betting. I still don't know what the sticks are for because they look like balsa wood. Or rather, I don't understand why the sticks are valuable. Because they look like balsa wood. But apparently they are. Maybe they're sacred wood. Oh, well, this looks safe. Perfect. Don't wait. What happened to the door? Okay, now I have 3 things I want to look back at. I want to look back because I thought that door, like, It just suddenly was closed. I might have missed the animation, but I didn't see it actually move to the closed position. Chap 6. That's a good number of chaps. Yeah, they were able to. They took the riskier path, so they were able to skip Chap 5. They can move all the way home in one move. Double the peril, double your winnings. I assume this is the same cave that they always use. But even after all these times of seeing the exact same cave, I still don't recognize it. I know they reuse it, but they all look different to me. The ship I can recognize, not so much the caves. They do alter the triangle ship a little bit. A little bit. They glue bits onto it and cut off other bits. But the primary hull of it is just so recognizable. Julian, I can't believe you led these people into this trap. Why would you do that, Jules? You're gonna get Dax killed. Oh, good. I'm glad Cisco pointed that out, because if he didn't, I was going to. It's like, what are you gonna do to her? She's not one of your officers. Yeah, that first time I watched that crossover episode where Bashir shows up, I hadn't seen Deep Space Nine yet, so I just assumed he was evil. But I assumed he was an infiltrator of some kind. No, it's just Bashir. He's cool. I mean, he could probably like send her off duty, but he can't court martial her. At this point, do you think that if he asked the Bajorians to court martial her, that they'd do it? How much power does he have as the emissary at this point? Because it's not really been brought up since the pilot. Not since Kaiopaka said he had a strong paw. I mean, I guess he could. I really don't know the rules about court martialing. It just feels like he wouldn't be able to since they're in different organizations. Punisher in some way. Is he not defined as the emissary yet? I guess he's not. He just has a strong paw who did find the Celestial Temple. You can't execute Kai Wynn. If you executed Kai Wynn, we would have missed out on a really great character work we can hate. Killing off Louise Fletcher would have been a tragedy. Oh, Good job, Cisco. Man, it would be so frustrating to play a game where the pieces have a will of their own. Because clearly, Quark made a decision, or the game made a decision for Quark, and the rules said that one died and two would advance. But they actually made the pieces in the game made their own decision and changed the outcome. That would be such a terrible and frustrating game to actually play. Kyopak, I don't think Kyopak was evil. She did collaborate with the Cardassians at one point, but that was a greater good situation, and it's not totally clear whether it was evil or if it was a necessary evil. I don't think it's fair to say Kaiopaka is just evil. Oh yeah, the groveling. I just can't. I keep thinking about this. Like, I've been playing a bit of StarCraft recently. I can only imagine if I send my army to some location, if I ordered them to attack somewhere, and then they just decided to go to a different area of the map and got themselves killed, and none of my commands would work. It's like, why would you want to play a game like that where the pieces can kill themselves without your input? Oh yeah, the impulse engines on that ship are very different. Now that I get a better look at them, the impulse engines on that were very different. Okay, so that was the last episode for today, but there are a few things I want to go back and look at. I played a bit of Dune. I played Emperor Battle for Dune, but that was a long, long time ago. I remember basically nothing from it other than there was a worm that would eat people. Um, let's start with the passenger. There was one thing I wanted to go back and look at. When definitely not Bashir is like holding Quark by the throat, it pans back a little bit and you can see his face. I want to look and see if it clearly is Alexander Siddiq. Or excuse me, Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El Siddiq Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdel Karim Al Mahdi. It's just such a fun name to say. Almost dead, yes. Come on, Alex. I have to. Oh, I almost had it. I almost had it. Give me a second. Give me a second. It's a one frame thing. It's absolutely his voice. It's absolutely him. I just want to see how clear it is that is actually the actor's face. So here he is. There's Alex. Yep, that's him. That's the best shot I can get of him. I can try and like get one frame later, but Amazon doesn't have a advance by one frame as far as I'm aware. YouTube does. No, I lost it. Oh, there's it a little bit. There, there he is on the edge. Look, that's the best we're gonna get. That's all we're gonna get here. Um, say the name one more time. You think that face there might be the face of Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El Siddiq Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdel Karim Al Mahdi? Yeah, you can. It's a lot easier to tell when you can actually pretty clearly see when it's the full scene and you actually play it through. I don't want to play it through because copyright, but it's actually kind of easy to see that it's actually Alexander Siddiq there. Um, I feel like I probably shouldn't have shown this screen. Let me open up. No. Good. Marvelous. It's not like anything on there was a secret anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's see, what else do I want to look up? I want to look at one thing from Move Along Home. This isn't something I'll be able to show because I'm just going to play the full clip for myself. Yeah, nothing there was a secret. It doesn't matter that I showed it. So, while I'm just looking at this for myself, yeah. Any thoughts on whether Move Along Home is a good episode? Personally, I think it was good. I enjoyed it. Okay, so the thing I was looking at, I just watched it again. The door here, I wasn't sure that it actually closed. I thought it cut to being shut, but no, it actually did play a closing animation. So that was all present and correct. I like it. It's certainly not one of the best episodes of Deep Space Nine, but it was fun. It was okay. It was okay. Anyway, that's the last episode for today. Next week, it's true 0 out of 10, no triangle ship, completely worthless. Before starting this watch along live stream series, I would have said, on your first watch through, it's not worth it to skip any episode of Star Trek at all, except for maybe Shades of Grey. That's the only one. Some people say you should skip episodes and get to the good ones. I don't agree. But now, having started this watch along series and gone through the early seasons, you should totally skip all the episodes that don't have the triangle ship. Not even worth it. The triangle ship is all that's important. That triangle ship absolutely does not count. That was an off-brand, that was discount, that was great value triangle ship. Absolutely not worth it. Skip everything that doesn't have it. There's only 22 episodes you should ever watch. But moving along from that, same time next week, probably. We're definitely watching TNG next Saturday and DS9 next Sunday again. TNG next week will be Vortex, which has another alien criminal, so that should be fun. We're gonna have Battle Lines with Kaiopaka. Tragically, our last interaction with Kaiopaka, except in flashbacks. And The Storyteller, which is actually really weird. It's really good as a standalone episode. The Storyteller, I guess I can show this. Yeah. The Storyteller, that's the episode where there's a giant space ghost energy being type thing in a Bajoran village. And the fact that it's actually on Bajor is really odd, because you would think someone else would notice. But apparently it's just isolated to that one village, and I don't know what that means for the continuity for the rest of the series, that there's this energy being that takes up the entire sky and threatens to destroy an entire village. But apparently that's just a thing that happens on Bajor, nobody's too concerned with it. He doesn't fall in love with a space ghost. He actually has to save the village from the space ghost. No, only Dr. Crusher gets the space ghost love story as far as I'm aware. Actually, you guys remember that episode late in the series where they yeah, The Sound of Your Voice. That's the one I was just going to mention. I couldn't remember the name of it. That kind of is what happens there. Kind of. I mean, I don't think he really falls in love with the person. I don't remember it too carefully to be able to speak to who does. I think Bashir might also get attracted to the voice on the comm system. But I mean, Miles is married. But then so is Bashir to O'Brien. So who knows what's going on with that. I'm really disappointed, though. We haven't gotten any more instances of Data's an android or the Triangle Ship since the first 3 episodes, since the first watch-along stream. That's really disappointing. Oh, God, you didn't remind me. What is the point of having viewers if you don't remind me to play the jazz? What's even the point? No, not Garrick. Bashir would never marry Garrick. Bashir and Garrick is a strictly physical relationship. With Bashir and O'Brien, it's love. With Bashir and Garrick, it's physical. That's my headcanon, I'm sticking to it. Of course, you can decide your own headcanon for that. So the last thing before we wrap up. Next week I want to try and get a guest on. I have an idea for who, but I'm not gonna say anything about who. It's not like someone famous. I just don't know if they'll be available. But I do want to have a guest on for next week, for at least one of the days. At least one of the episodes on one of the days next week. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to email them today. See if we can get that set up. And have guests on. Because it's true, it'll be Mike from Whole Foods. No, I'm going to get Jake from State Farm on. And he'll, yeah, we'll get Jake. He's a pretty cool guy. He wears khakis. I don't own any khakis myself. Maybe he could give me some khaki advice. Other than that, hopefully guests can be a common thing we get here. Because, I mean, there are somewhat prolonged periods when I can't think of anything to say. I'm just kind of trying to fill space, and sometimes it doesn't work. So hopefully I can get some other people to fill the silence. That would be ideal. We're going to see how that works next week, ideally. Anyway, TNG on Saturday, Deep Space Nine on Sunday. Schedule's in the description, as always. If we get a guest, it might be at a slightly different time, but we'll update that if that's the case. The stream is scheduled hours before it actually goes live, so it'll show up anyway. And that's it for the day. Thank you for joining me, everyone. And we'll see you next week. And I just want to say one more time because I really enjoy saying it. It's a fun name. Siddiq El Tahir El Fadil El Siddiq Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdel Karim El Mahdi. I am going to try and memorize that. That's a really good name. Now that's all for the day. Now go away.